We're live.
Hey, everybody. I am so glad that you guys are able to join us tonight. I am Shelby Potter. I'm a very blessed Senior Ruby Ambassador, and I am joined tonight by some pretty outstanding business partners, which I'll go ahead and introduce shortly. But let me first get started and get some of the legalese out of the way by letting you know that this event is sponsored by independent ambassadors and not Plexus Worldwide. And the stories that you're going to hear tonight are individual experiences and are not guarantees of any results or promises of compensation. But aside from that, of course, I want to shed a little light on some expectations for the event and the information that we're going to share with you. We want to be conscious of your time tonight. And by the end of the event, we want you to understand why Plexus products are in such high demand. We want you to understand why this business really does set you up for success with the right tools. And if you were invited on this call, be mindful that someone thinks that you have what it takes to create your own freedom. We each of us that are on the call tonight, we each lead very successful teams. And so we want you to join us. I have to say, I could talk all day about the quality of life changes in my family alone, but I would be talking for days and days. So let me just share the Cliff Notes version of my story with you. I was a former corporate business workaholic burnout, which turned into a mess of health issues. My blood pressure and cholesterol and hormones were all over the place. My head felt like it was going to burst on a regular basis. I was exhausted. I had terrible cravings. I wasn't sleeping well. And I'm not proud to admit, but I was super grumpy with my family. I mean, I clearly was just, a big ball of fun. So I survived on antacids and ibuprofen. I know that sounds terrible, but that's really how I survived. And I was really grateful that my doctor was the one who recommended the products because they are natural and they're plant-based. So nothing artificial and no crazy side effects. I was probably hypersensitive to the fact that my mom battled with so many toxic, debilitating effects from prescription medicine. So I just really didn't want to follow in those footsteps. So I Googled and I searched on Facebook like most people do, right? And I was super skeptical, but I found thousands of people telling their own stories about how the products were helping them in so many different ways. I saw people kind of finding hope again. Some who were searching for answers for years that were suffering silently. And I played the what if game. Personally, I played that game for a really, really long time. And then I surrendered at what if it works? So I finally made myself a priority and committed to being consistent, which was kind of much easier than I thought, than I had expected. So I jumped in with the Triplex Combo and X Factor, and I can tell you that I first felt the benefits of my body beginning to balance out. I was more calm, in a much, much better mood, which my family kind of alluded to. I had more energy, my hormones were under control, I was craving healthier choices, and I started sleeping like my teenager, which was a big bonus, right? And so at the time, I just didn't have an appreciation for how great you're supposed to feel when your body works the way it's supposed to. The great part was I was actually saving money on the junk food that I didn't crave and the prize drawer of medicine that that I eventually didn't need any longer. Of course, I worked with my doctor on that. But let's face it, when we can invest a little in health now, rather than illness sometime later, I think that's a pretty easy choice. I want to be really sure that everyone understands there are no magic potions or pills. That's nonsense. That's just ridiculous. But actually what we have is much simpler than that. The products are what we call healthy helpers that help to rebalance and replenish your body by doing three things: regulating blood sugar, improving gut health, and reducing inflammation. So we get to the root of the issues instead of slapping on another temporary Band-Aid on symptoms. But the bottom line is the products work, and they're super effective and measurable with long-term results, just as long as you're being consistent. So you have to do your part. I want to clarify that we are not claiming to cure or prevent or treat any diseases or medical conditions, but there is something to be said for the quality of life changes when you get your body to work for you, especially the way it's supposed to. And that's why we now have hundreds of thousands of different success stories. So it didn't take me long to share because I felt so great. I felt like everybody should feel this amazing. So fast forward a few years and I began sharing with my friends and family, and now I've been able to retire myself from corporate business and my husband from law enforcement. I have to say that time freedom is much more than a blessing. It's been our way of life. And one of the most incredible benefits of joining this opportunity is really the people that you get to meet. So do we have Jessica on the line? I wanted to make sure that we could turn that over.
She's actually having some technical difficulties, so
that's okay. Helen, I'll just go ahead and introduce Helen. So Helen McFadden is a Diamond Ambassador who had experience as a network marketer in her past with another company and then swore off the profession entirely. I don't want to steal her thunder, but so I want to turn it over for her to be able to share her story.
Oh, thank you, Shelby. What a great testimony. Oh my goodness. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Well, thank you so much for having me. This is so fun. I love sharing about Plexus and my story, and I just am so passionate. It's been 4.5 years, and I'm probably more passionate today than I was 4.5 years ago when I first started to get an idea of what these products were doing for people and my friends and family, and then the business opportunity. I mean, just to be in a business where you're just always so excited is pretty rare these days, I think. So just share my story. It's probably many people's stories in Plexus. I typically do ask when I hold events around the country, who here has ever done network marketing? And you said you would never, ever, 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 and you can insert as many evers after that as you want, do network marketing again. And now you are a Plexus ambassador, and like half the room always raises their hand. And we just have something really special here. So what happened was, for me, I was in a cosmetic company. My journey in network marketing started in 1993. I was like 10, something like that. Anyways, and I had just really fallen in love with the industry. I loved being an entrepreneur. I loved the benefits, the time freedom, and I was able to raise my 2 baby boys up in network marketing, but it was a party-driven business. There was a lot of competition that eventually came to town, and I felt like at the kind of toward the end of my 16-year career, working really, really, really hard, I was taking 3 steps forward and 4 steps back. And it was just, I was finding myself kind of restless, not fulfilled anymore, frustrated. And so it took me a while because I don't have a 4-year college degree, and it was very intimidating to leave something that I had been in for so long and I felt I was good at, but I just felt like at that point I was spinning my wheels. My parents were aging. My dad had early onset Alzheimer, or my dad actually was about halfway in his stages of Alzheimer. My mom had early onset Alzheimer's. So I looked at that opportunity, that window of time to actually take care of my parents and kind of figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up at the young age of 40-ish. Now, y'all know I wasn't 10 when I started network marketing. and I just, it's not a fun place to be. So I had a lot of different part-time jobs trying to figure out what I could do that I was passionate about that wouldn't entail, of course, network marketing, because I would tell everybody I'd never, ever, ever do that again. And it can't be selling anything. I don't want to go back to school. What's that going to look like? Well, one of my jobs that I had was I was a Weight Watcher leader. I absolutely loved being a Weight Watcher leader. It's what I miss most about network marketing. Leading a team, just being passionate about helping people reach their goals, being a cheerleader for people, watching them reach their goals. And so I missed that. And then I loved the whole health component of helping people to get healthy. I have struggled with my weight all my life. And so I really connected with my Weight Watcher members. So I literally used to pray on my drive home. I had 1 meeting a week down in Carson City. I live in Reno, Nevada. And I'd be like, Lord, help me with a plan B someday when my parents are no longer with me and I need to work full time again. What's that going to look like? I'd love to help people get healthy. So it was a fateful summer day in August of 2012. I was on a little social media site called Facebook, and I quickly saw the name, just kind of a really random thing because we weren't even Facebook friends, but a mutual friend liked a picture of her flooded yard, and that was of Sheila Medina, who I had been in business with before. And she was just having the time of her life in New Orleans. She had earned a Plexus Lexus, And I was like, what the heck is Plexus? I had heard that the grapevine that she got out of the business that we were in together. And so I went to the website and learned all about this health and wellness company and all about the pink drink. And not only could it help possibly me with my sugar cravings, but I started to think of all the people that I knew through my meeting that had hit plateaus and just really struggled. They were doing everything right, and they still couldn't shed the weight and reach their goals. So to make a very long story short, I took a huge leap of faith to join Plexus. It was pretty new to the West Coast. It's still not a household name, but in 4.5 years, I went from seeing 17 emeralds along with Sheila that had earned their Lexus to now we have, gosh, I don't want to misquote, but we have multiple hundreds of leaders in this company that have earned their Lexus as well, along with the time and financial freedom and the trips and all the perks that come along with this business. It's been a huge blessing for myself and my family. I was able to allow and help my husband to retire from a very stressful 27-year career with American Airlines that just was really causing a lot of strain in our household. He would always commute to the Bay Area from Reno, and it was just really hard on our family. So that blessing alone, it would have been worth it all. But the best part of our industry in network marketing, because I'm sure a believer now that I've learned about Plexus and seen so many people succeed, is that my story is so many people's stories. I call it like, people can, play the stock market and maybe earn a big windfall in stocks, but then big deal, okay, so what? In our business, we get to help people have their windfall of time freedom, financial freedom, and just so many things. Just when people say, why Plexus? Why did you really? It was network marketing. Okay, it's a pink drink. It was helping a lot of people with blood sugar, balance cravings, etc. But why? Why did you choose network marketing? Just to kind of sum it up, here's a few real key things for those of you watching tonight who might have said the same thing as me and really could never see yourself possibly doing this, or how do I have the time? Well, we don't have any parties. We are not a party-driven business. So in my former business I was gone many weeknights. My work required being gone for hours, blocks and blocks of hours of time, plus the weekends. So yes, I did raise my boys in network marketing, but there are many nights I couldn't tuck them in and read them their bedtime story, and that's time that I will never get back. There's also the fact then, because we don't do parties, is that you can become a master of moments and really just capitalize through social media and so many different ways to reach out to people in 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute increments so you can fit it in the nooks and crannies of your life. We don't have any inventory, huge, such a small amount of money that people, it's so small you don't have to go to the bank and get a loan, which is what I used to have to talk to people all the time about in my former business. And then also just, the culture of the people. Health, I loved cosmetics, don't get me wrong. There is nothing more exciting than to help somebody feel, beautiful on the outside, because they in turn will feel better on the inside. However, health is a whole other level. And like Shelby said, our products are in demand by the masses. They're working for the masses. I was looking up some stats today on the health and wellness industry, and in 2016, it officially became a $1 trillion industry. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist. If you're out in public, you look around, people are tired, people are struggling with their health, and they're looking now, it's becoming in vogue for natural solutions to their health issues, which is what we offer in Plexus. So I was fortunate enough to, just see the success for myself, became a diamond in 9 months after joining the company. But like I said before, have seen now, hundreds of other people do it as well. And we are just getting started. We're pioneering this company. We are just really on the cusp of something very huge because of this industry that we're in. And I call it the opportunity of a lifetime, the whole package, health and wealth. There's nothing more important. We all need our good health, and we all need to be financially healthy as well. And so that's a little bit about my story tonight. And I could probably talk for another, 3 hours, because like I said, I'm just as passionate, if not more, today than I was 4.5 years ago. But I'm super excited to hear about our other speakers tonight. So thank you so much, ladies, for having me join. And thank you, everybody who took the time out tonight to pop on and learn more about Plexus. What's the worst thing that can happen if you gave it a try? We always like to say, like Shelby said, what if? What if?
Thanks, Helen. That was amazing. We're so honored to have you on tonight. Every time I hear you speak, you always add other little nuggets that, I just didn't have another perspective on. So you just bring so much to the table, and I really appreciate you joining us tonight.
Thank you so much.
And so next I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jessica Etheridge, and she's going to share a little bit about her product testimony, her story of what she experienced with the products.
Hi, my name is Jessica Etheridge. I am a Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And I actually thought that all the moms in my mom's group that I was a part of were crazy. So many of them were talking about how wonderful the products were and how much it helped them. And I would just roll my eyes because I've done network marketing before, twice. And it wasn't a residual income opportunity that I had with the other companies. So I didn't want anybody to ask me to join their team, and I didn't even want to try the pink drink. I had no desire. But one day I felt so miserable, and my friend Laura had offered the pink drink to me, and I put it on my counter, and I was like, I am not drinking this. There's no way. And I didn't like who I was at that point in my life. I didn't like being cranky all the time, and it'd be 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, and my husband would be coming home, and I'd be cranky, just super cranky. I have a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old at the time. It was a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old. And I was just flat out wore out. I had constant headaches because I was so tired all the time. And I tried the pink drink, and it made me feel better that one day. So I was like, oh my gosh, I got to do this. So you know what I did? I joined for $34.95. Because I wanted the lowest price. I had no intention of selling, but I was like, I'm just going to take this pink drink on days I feel really bad, and I'll just take it. And Laura had said, no, try it for 7 days, just 7, and see how you like it. And after 7 days, I realized how much better I was sleeping, how much coffee I was not drinking. My mood was better. I was nicer to my husband. And I was like, this is a big deal. This is really great stuff. So I couldn't help but share because I was feeling better. And I did the triplex combo the next month, and it helped me get off my weight plateau. I was stuck at the last 10 pounds I wanted to lose. And I was so, so thankful that in that 1 month, I lost the 10 pounds. Crazy. And then I did the 60-day trim up here recently with Plexus, and I did the triplex combo with the boost, and I lost 2 pounds. But you know what? I lost 11 inches, which is crazy. And that's why Plexus is so amazing, because the products help so much. It's not just about the scale. It's about the inches you lose. It's about how you feel. It's about your mood. It's about your sleep. When you sleep better, you're happier. So these products have really helped me be a better mom, because I'm not cranky all the time. I'm not going to say it's going to cure your crank completely, because kids are kids, but the products are so amazing, and I like me again. That's a big deal. I wasn't happy with me before, and the opportunity has really helped me be able to stay home with my kids. I can provide for my family. I alleviate stress for my husband because I get to pay on our credit card, and I get to pay for I'm the memory maker now in my house. I get to pay for the little vacations that we do. I get to plan a trip to Disney because of the opportunity, and I'm a happier person every single day because of these products, and you just got to try them. They're really, really amazing.
Aw, thanks, Jessica. I love the memory maker. I think that is so amazing. When I was in corporate business, I just missed out on so many events in my family's life that like Helen said, you just don't get those back. And so just to be able to have that interaction with your family and enjoy it at the same time because you're feeling good is just, it's just a well-rounded picture. So I really appreciate you sharing. You guys, we have so many amazing speakers tonight. We just are so blessed to have these incredible women share their stories with us. And so next I want to introduce to you Emily Roberts, and she astounds me. I mean, every time I hear these stories, it's just so interesting. Emily will tell you a little bit about her skepticism, but she was one of the youngest people to reach the top of our company while balancing, parenthood, just as all of us have mentioned. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Emily to share her story.
Hey y'all, coming from Texas. I'm super excited to share with you guys. I'm 27. I am a mom of two. I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I was married to a Marine for 10 years. And the only reason I say was, we're still married, is he's no longer a Marine. I know what you're thinking, once a Marine, always a Marine. Well, he had the luxury of getting out early, and now he gets to be a stay-at-home dad, and he's currently pursuing his dream career, which he will start in a couple of weeks. And this is something that never crossed my mind 2.5 years ago. Let me backtrack just a little bit. 2.5 years ago, I did not own a vehicle. I had left my corporate America job to become a stay-at-home mom to our first child. Let me back up a little bit more. My first child happened to come around the same time my husband deployed to Afghanistan. So I became a new mom by myself. He got to watch the birth of our son through the iPad because, thank goodness for technology, right? But that wasn't what you envision. As a little girl, you think about your first baby and getting married and all these great things. And I was miserable. My other half was across the world, and I was becoming a brand new mom. I had no idea how crazy you get after you have the baby. No one tells you that, right? So I have our first son. I'm bouncing around from California to Texas because that's where we were stationed. I moved in with my mom. That was fun. Then I moved in with his mom, and that was fun. I got ready to drive back to California. Well, during this time, I noticed I was a little bit crazier than normal. A lot of people call it silently suffering. I really struggled with adapting to motherhood. And it was really, really hard on me when my husband would call in, and when he was available to call, he was like, I'm really worried about you. You sound so down. That's not you. Like, are you okay? Clearly, I like to talk a lot. I'm a very upbeat person. So for him to hear the sadness in my voice, he was very concerned. My doctor ended up putting me on medication for it. It got really bad, and I was over it. I'm not a medicine kind of girl. I like to be outdoors. I like to work out and have fun. And I mean, that's my middle name. I'm 27. When I joined Plexus, I was 25. So I should be out living my life, right? Well, when you quit your corporate America job, you're a little broke. Just throwing that out there. So I couldn't have as much fun as I would have liked to have. And we were trying to save money. We didn't know the next steps or where the military would put us next. So everything that my husband earned with the military went to savings. And of course, I was the girl that saw everyone posting their stuff on Facebook, but I was the mean friend. I didn't want to hear about it. I didn't want to see it. I would unfollow people on Facebook that were promoting their things. I did not see it as them providing income to their families and supporting their families. I saw it as annoying, and I didn't want to believe it. I too had dabbled in network marketing straight out of high school. I too did cosmetics straight out of high school. I spent a lot of money and made my husband very angry. So the word network marketing was a no word in our house. And what better time to join Plexus than when he was 4,000 miles across the planet, so that I didn't have to have that awkward conversation. So let me tell you a little bit about that. My girlfriend posted about it on Facebook. I thought to myself, oh, bless her heart, they got to her. What have they done? I have to stop her. So I messaged her and I said, really, Plexus? And she was like, yeah, really. You know how I have these terrible headaches? You should try it. It's so great. And was telling me all about these benefits. And I was just like, okay, stop. I don't know what they have brainwashed you with, but no thanks. Well, a couple weeks went by. And I was the new stay-at-home mom, full-time student. I was taking 16 hours of online courses with my 5-month-old at this time. And I was bored. All right, I sat at home. Nobody wants to hang out with the mom with the new baby. Okay, let's be real. So I stayed at home a lot, and I watched my friends on Facebook enjoy life and do fun things and feel good. And I did not feel those things. Here I was at home with a new baby on medicine that I didn't want to be on. You picking up what I'm putting down, y'all? Because that was miserable. And I knew there had to be a better way. So I swallowed my pride. And let me tell you, that was a really big gulp. It was hard to do because for months I bashed my friends doing network marketing. And here I was secretly messaging my friends saying, okay, don't you dare tell a soul. but I'm going to look at your website. And she was like, all right, I won't say anything. Well, I ended up joining, and it freaked her out. She thought it was an accident. She calls me and she's like, we're going to get this fixed. We're going to get you a refund. I said, no, it's okay. It's okay. Just don't tell anybody. Throw this out there. If this stuff sucks, I'm going to tell all of Facebook. And she was like, great. Okay, but it won't. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. So like Jessica mentioned, I too started with the triplex combo, had some great results within the first couple of weeks. And I have a big mouth. So if you have a big mouth like me, then network marketing is perfect for you, because when you love something, you talk about it. Can you see how excited I am? My face hurts. I'm smiling so much. I love these products, and I love that you can bring in residual income for talking about them. I don't get money for talking about this super adorable leopard kimono. I don't get money for it. I can tell you where to get it. I can send you to the boutique, and that girl will probably give me a couple of likes on Instagram. But that does not earn me a paycheck. And that is something that I really had to think seriously about. So when I accidentally started working my business, it was because I accidentally posted a Facebook status. I liked it, and it just happened to come out because Facebook says, hey, what's on your mind? Well, it was on my mind. I couldn't stop thinking about how good I felt. When my husband would call me from his deployment, he could hear the tone of my voice had changed. My mom, when I would go visit her, she was like, wow, you're not as crazy. Like, you feeling okay? What did you get into? Are you good? Is it legal? I'm like, yes, Mom, I promise. So a couple months in, I noticed more and more people were joining my team, and I didn't realize that meant I was promoting. So I promoted every single month, and 8 months into this business, I had my Plexus Lexus, like Helen mentioned earlier. And that was the vehicle, right? That was a car. I didn't have a car before. And then I had this car in my driveway. And better yet, my skeptical husband that didn't like the whole network marketing thing, he asked to drive it. And that was really great, because I knew I had won the battle. And my biggest skeptic is now on my team. And he's a Ruby ambassador. He does Plexus as like a little part-time thing. And we are providing real money, gangsta money, NFL money. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But it's real money, and it's kind of mind-blowing to be 27. And before you get to the judgy stuff, because I know it happens. That's our generation. I promise you, my money matters. I shared this the other day on Facebook, and that's what I'm going to end with is, yes, the money is awesome, but feeling the way I feel and not having to rely on medications is even more exciting. I believe in prevention over prescription, and I think that's what we're doing with these natural supplements. And the fact that I can make money from that because I'm helping people to earn the money that we were receiving. And my money matters, okay? It's paying for my kids' education. That's something that I dreaded. I didn't want to bring children into the world because I didn't know how to pay for them. And now I don't have to worry about those things. This money helped my husband to stay out of the Marine Corps, and we can put money away for retirement. You know, we can go to the grocery store on a Tuesday after paydays because we don't have to think about those things. That was important to me, and especially to him leaving the military. 10 years of solidity of the same schedule. And now he's a stay-at-home dad that really doesn't know what to do with himself. Bless his heart. But this is real life, and it doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter if you failed network marketing before, if you've done it great in the past. This opportunity is for everyone, and I'm living proof.
Oh, thank you so much. I know you guys are trying to find your new normal, adjusting to new schedules. We had the same thing, and it's a little tough, but the fact is that you have the freedom of time to be able to do those things. So that is so amazing. I appreciate you guys sharing. I want to turn this over to one of my best friends I've linked arms with. And she and I did not know each other before Plexus, which is, you know, again, I just want to reiterate, it's one of the most amazing benefits that we all experience with this. So Erin Barton is a Sapphire ambassador. And I have to tell you, this is one of those girls who has always done what it's taken to survive. It doesn't matter. But what I think is so cool about her is that she is determined to create this legacy for the generations to come in her family. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Erin. Go ahead.
Wow. So you leave me with that huge weight to carry. Thanks, Shelby. Yes, like she said, my name is Erin Barton, and I'm a Sapphire ambassador with Plexus. And I'll just tell you a little bit about my story real quick, and then I want to just cover a little bit about the business and what it entails. But, you know, I joined Plexus in 2014, and I had a career in the car business. I grew up very poor. And, I was trying to survive like everyone else. So when I turned 19, I walked into a car dealership and I was like, hey, I need a job. I have no idea why they hired me, because of course I didn't know anything about cars, but I spent 80 hours a week for 12 years selling cars, working weekends, learning finance, becoming a finance manager, a finance director. And, by the time my kids were, in middle school, I was burned out. I was exhausted. I was tired of selling cars. I, didn't like the environment. It was great money, but I just could not literally take one more day. And so I left the car business and I took a little break, and I really was looking for a way to help people. And so I decided to get my RN. So I was in school for my RN, and I was also my husband's secretary, and he's a superintendent for a road construction company. He did the whole state of Florida. He drove up and down from Miami to Jacksonville, sometimes the same day. And so I did his secretarial work, and I was also, a stay-at-home mom. So I was super busy. My sister, who was in real estate, had been bringing me network marketing companies for 2 years. And I'll tell you, I had to dabble with network marketing in the very beginning when I was 18, and everyone told me I was crazy. So when she started bringing me companies, I'm like, oh, really? You thought I was crazy? But I looked at all the companies. For 2 years, I looked at pay plans and products and companies and, on and on. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. But I ran across Plexus on Facebook, and I could not believe the testimonials. That is what sold me. I never tried the products. I really joined just for the business. I thought if the products really worked, this would be an incredible business opportunity. So I joined, and then of course I called my sister and I was like, okay, I found the company that I'll work with you. So now you can sign up under me. But, I never looked back. I mean, we have 4 jewels in our family, which, that's 4 6-figure incomes. And, it has been just an incredible freeing opportunity. I love to talk to people about the business. I love what the business can do, mostly because, when you start a business like this, they tell you to figure out your why and do a dream board, and you put these beautiful houses on it and cars and vacations and all of that stuff. And then, eventually as you get going in the business, you figure out really why you're doing the business. And mine is because I just love that we can have such a generational impact on families. We can take people from surviving to thriving, whatever that means for you. If it's you're living on food stamps today and you want to show your kids a better way, or if that means that you're living paycheck to paycheck and you want to have a college fund, have a vacation, pay off your cars, get out of debt, whatever that can be for you, this business can provide it for you. And so that is my real passion in Plexus, is sharing. I love the products, don't get me wrong, but the business is just so amazing to me that you can take any person from any walk of life, from any career, from any financial situation, and they can make this business work. So that's my story. And I guess for us, the business, you have to think about, like, what is life-changing money to you? Is it $500, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month? What is it that is going to make your life a lot different? So you can have whatever goals that you want. If you just want to make that $500, that's fine. Not everyone wants to go all the way to the top, and we have a huge support system here to help you reach whatever goal that would be. We also have a great wholesale cost. So you heard those ladies say they were never going to do it, but they joined for wholesale. So you can sign up for wholesale and get your products at discount prices for a year. You also get websites with direct order. We don't have to have inventory. You have the complete back office system, training, tools, access to anything that you could possibly want. You're in charge of your destiny with this thing. It can be whatever you want it to be. It's your business, and you decide how fast, how slow. Do you want the Lexus? Do you want to go to Hawaii? Do you want, free trips? You can pretty much do whatever you want. And so the last thing that is amazing really about the business is that you get to be surrounded by amazing, cool people. I'm not bragging here, but we have some pretty incredible people in our company, some great Christians, some just awesome support systems. And that was one thing for me. Like, I moved around. I think I moved like 32 times. And so I never really developed those lifelong friendships. So having the friendships that I've gotten from Plexus is just completely priceless. Like, I can pick up the phone at any time and be like, hey, I need someone to pray for me, like dig me out of this hole, whatever it is. And you have all these people there. So it's just a great experience. You get to help people. You know, so many of us say we could never sell anything. I mean, of course I was in sales, but a lot of people can't sell products, and that's totally fine, because all you have to do is get on and share what is happening for your life. You know, how is the products affecting you? How is the business affecting you? And so it's really not that situation where you're hard selling anybody. We're just sharing our experiences and allowing others to choose to try it or not try it. And we have lots of skeptics, so that happens sometimes. So what does it take to get involved in the business? It's $34.95, and that buys you wholesale prices for a year. It allows you your back office, access to team pages, ability to share with your friends and family, or you know, people that you don't know. There's no monthly fees. There's no parties, no quotas, no inventory. We will just, you know, introduce you to a great group of people. We'll help you establish what you want out of this whole process, and just help you be up and running. So a couple things to think about is what is, oh, I'm sorry. I got lost. So those are just a few things to think about, like no quotas, parties, $35. And I want to tell you that we do also have a special code word tonight, and it is CEO, because we do have a couple of prizes in store for you. So if you are on tonight, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for hanging in with us. I know I'm 7 minutes past 30 minutes, and I promised to have an hour. So I appreciate you staying on. And if you attended this event and you want a chance to win a prize, make sure that you contact the person who invited you and let them know what the code word is, and we'll have a drawing and announce that tomorrow. But again, I just appreciate everyone coming on. Hopefully you took away a few nuggets about our business and at least have some interest or some questions to ask. Thank you so much. You guys have a great night.